Oh, you're still a little cloudy. What's going on? I think that's better. Good morning. I hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's 10:55. I think this is the latest I've ever been for coffee chat. I do apologize. I have no sitter this week. Laurel got bit by a spider yesterday. She was in the ER. She's okay, but she's been running a fever ever since. Obviously, Andrew is still out of commission. So it's just been like a whole lot of things. But you know what? I made it, and that's what matters. So here we are. We live on a hill, so we did not get flooded. The old shop got flooded. The front bell tower here started taking on water, so there's buckets there. All downtown is really bad. The Airbnb is without power. It's been a 24 hours, that's for sure. He had his IV taken out yesterday, so he can finally lift. So there's at least that. He can finally lift. All right, let's see. Let me get over to our notes. I have to get us switched over to subscribers only. Let me get that fixed. Yeah, I made it. That's all that matters. I'm here, and I'm here before 11 o'clock. So there is that. I always told you guys, like, as long as it's before 11 o'clock, you can still count on me for coffee chat. I'm still showing up. After 11, it might get a little questionable, but here we are. All right, let me see. So next Tuesday, I may or may not have coffee chat. That being said, it just depends because I do have Brimfield next week. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll come to you from Brimfield. We will see. Let me get over on here. Monetization. No, that's not it. Copyright. No. Customization. All right, let me fix this. 2 years. All right, so if you're over on YouTube, you can join us for coffee chat. You can chat if you've been a subscriber for over 2 years. But otherwise, you gotta be here on Niknax.net. And that's what we're talking about today. You guys are like, why are you here? We're talking about Niknax.net, which is my e-commerce marketplace. One of the quickest growing marketplaces out there right now. We're very community-based, which is very different from other places you may have experienced. And that's what sets us apart, and it's really awesome. So we have currently over 46,000 members, over 4,800 sellers, and over 100,000 listings here on Niknax. Live sales happening all day, every day. We got the buy it nows. We'd love to have you come and join us on Niknax. I'm a hot mess, but I own Niknax. And I'm doing something right. So even if I can't show up on time, it's working out. It's a team effort. I feel like it's a team effort. We're all doing it together. So come on over to Niknax. It's Niknax.net. Niknax.net. And that is where you have to be. That's where we are right now. And you're just seeing this on Facebook and YouTube. And Brimfield, Mass. Yeah, Brimfield, Mass. They have I think it's one of the oldest and longest running antique shows in the U.S. Don't quote me on that. I heard somebody say that once, and I didn't verify it for myself, but that's what I heard. I know, Macy. I hope I bump into you. That'll be fun. I was wondering that. I was wondering if you were going. I was like, I wonder if Macy's still going. Okay, yeah, hit me up. I'll be there with my family, so it's going to be chaotic, but just hit me up. Yeah, we're going to be there Sunday through Sunday. It's going to be a long week. Could be a long week. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about Niknax. How about that? Let me pull up my notes real quick. Alrighty. Here we are. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for popping in here. Let me put this up. No, it's not. It's actually, it's made to look like this, and that makes it more expensive when they make it like inside out. Yeah, that's how this works. So, yeah, I bought it like this. And I paid more than if it would have been right side in. It's crazy, I know. All right, so let's get started, shall we? Although, you know, it is totally possible that no, it's not. We're not inside out. I had to check though. I was like, yeah, it is free people. Yeah, my dad always jokes. He's like, that's one of those expensive shirts that they make inside out, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, Dad, it is. It is. That's how Dad knows free people. He's like, yeah, those expensive shirts they make inside out. Yep. Thanks, Dad. It's like, you know, when I was a kid and I would wear the holes, I still wear holes in my jeans, and my parents were always like, you need to get those fixed. You know, it's that dad thing. Okay. Anyway, all right. So we are currently at 46,170 members. We gained 353 new members, which is fantastic for the summer. I mean, obviously, last year we lucked out. I feel like last year, and I was talking to folks at District about this. I feel like last year we somehow just blew right through summer slowdown. We didn't even weren't affected by it at all. We just blew right through it, and we just conquered the summer like nobody's business. It was like, what summer slowdown? This year, I feel like we might be feeling it a little bit. Obviously, you know, we're not growing as quickly. We've got 353, which is still fantastic if you think about it. That's amazing. I mean, think about 2 years ago, I was like, oh, we got 50 new members this week. So 353 is still amazing. And I'd love to welcome all of our new members, all 353 of you. Welcome to Niknax.net. Still wonderful. If you're new here, make sure you check out the chat channels over on the left-hand column. Introduce yourself, get to know everybody. That's what Niknax is all about. It's all about community. So we would love to get to know you a little bit. Maybe tell us a little bit about what you like to collect, what you buy, what you sell. Please remember, though, that in the chat channels, you cannot, in anything on Niknax, our number one rule, literally rule number one, is that you cannot promote other platforms or marketplaces. That's rule number one. That's usually an insta ban. So that'll get you banned. So don't do that. But yeah, let us know all about you and who you are and what you like, and introduce yourself to the community. I think that's awesome. So we have 36 new sellers. I did add a few new sellers in, but I'm still looking through applications. I want to remind everybody who is applying to be a seller to please include, it's very important, because I'm going, like, I say this every week, and I know that a lot of people who are recently applied don't often come to coffee chat, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to bring it up here. But if you are applied to Niknax to be a seller, please remember to include links to other selling platforms. Don't just say, oh, I sell on eBay. What's your link? Because I'm going to decline it. If you say, oh, I sell on eBay, you're gonna get a decline, and I'm gonna say, hey, where's your link? And then it just prolongs the process. So if you're gonna apply for Niknax, give me your link, because otherwise I have to, and it takes even longer. You're like, oh, you know, how long does it take to get approved? But if you're just telling me, oh, I sell on, you know, eBay, I sell on whatnot, but you're not giving me a link to the other selling platform, I'm going to deny it. It's going to take time for me to get to it, because I always put those off. I always put the denials off. I'm way quicker to go through and do approvals. And then inevitably I'm like, all right, well, today I guess I'll go through and I'll deny a bunch of applications. So it takes a while. You get kind of stuck in the process. Yeah, see, so if you're including a link, I'm a lot faster, because I'm like, oh, this is okay, cool. You know, and I just zip right through them. But if you're not putting the right information in there, then I'm just it just takes me a while to get to the denials. So I don't believe you can edit. I don't think there's a way to edit your application. I have had people send a message, and sometimes I see them, sometimes I don't. that is important to note. I sometimes see them, sometimes I don't. Mary is no longer with Niknax. She chose to leave Niknax. So I'm not actually sure where she's at right now. But she's not on Niknax anymore. I think she's still on District. Yeah, so that's the whole thing about applications. Please make sure you're including the right information in your applications. I mean, just copy and paste your link in your application. It's pretty easy. I mean, you just open your eBay and then you share your link and you post it in the application. You have to, please, if you are applying, if you're doing the onboarding, read our guidelines. Christina and I were talking about that yesterday, how we've got so many new sellers that I feel like are not reading the guidelines. You must read the guidelines, because otherwise I have to send you a warning, about like, hey, here's the guidelines. Please follow the guidelines. And that after a while does get a little bit like, ugh. So please read the guidelines if you're a new seller. Like, it's so important. Our guidelines are not like other guidelines. We have additional guidelines to other platforms. And so if you are a new seller here, even if you're a buyer, because we have buyer guidelines as well. So it's very important that you just take a brief look through our guidelines and make sure that you understand how Niknax works, because the reason that we're growing so quickly and that we are successful is because of the way we are structured, in my opinion. So anyway, we have over 109,000 listings plus. So that means that in addition to having live sales all day, every day, we also have buy it now listings that you can go on and browse. So if you go to niknax.net, there is a search bar on the top. If you collect anything specifically, you can search for that specific thing and you might be able to find it on Niknax. So I always encourage everybody to go and do a little browsing through the buy it nows, because I found some really fun stuff out there. In the buy. I mean, I have a hippo. I always reference the hippo. I love that stupid thing. I love that hippo. And I got him in the buy it now. So definitely be checking by. I mean, even if you're used to shopping in live sales, I would encourage you to go and check it out. Also, I apologize for not having anything in the store today. I usually have it loaded with listings from around the marketplace. I tried to, and then I got an error message. And then I kind of ran out of time. I had all these really cool things picked too. And then it kicked back and it wouldn't let me, and I was like, I don't have time to add them all back in. So unfortunately, I don't have anything today. I don't know what that was about, but we'll do it. We'll try again next week. Today is Canada Day. Happy Canada Day, everybody. I don't have anything in the buy it now currently. I can maybe add my coffee. I'll do that at the end though. I'll add my coffee at the end so we can get through the notes. And then if anyone has any requests for anything around the marketplace, I can add that as well. Maybe I'll add a few things at the end. I know I like picking stuff from around the marketplace. I like browsing through the listings and putting them in there, but it didn't work out for me today. So today is Canada Day. We are having a Canada train, as far as I know. Yeah, we're having a Canada train. Hey, Purple Haze, good to see you. Yes, we are. We are having a Canada train today. So Canada Day is the national holiday celebrating the anniversary of the country's confederation. It marks the date when several British North American colonies united to become the Dominion of Canada in 1867. Thank you for that, Christina. I would have never known to say those things. I would have been like, it's Canada Day. Woo. You sold a Canada mug. That's awesome. Fantastic. So Canada Day was originally called Dominion Day, but the name was changed in 1982. Canadians celebrate with fireworks, parades, barbecues, and community events. So I guess similar to how we celebrate 4th of July, it sounds like. We do all those things. Please join the Red, White, and You Canada Day train that is happening today. Like I said, we do have a Canada celebration that is happening today on Niknax. So I would encourage you to pop in, say hi to our Canadian sellers, give them some encouragement, check out what they've got to offer. We We have some really fantastic Canadian sellers here on Niknax. And I actually get asked that a lot. Like, hey, I'm from Canada. Can I sell on Niknax? Yeah, absolutely you can. Today is proof of that. We have some great Canadian sellers in the live sale. And not only just in this train, but also just across the marketplace. So go and browse. I did, back during the shutdown, add a category to the homepage. I don't think it might not be there anymore. I had an issue over the weekend where the entire categories got wiped out. I was a little bit in a panic because I was at my niece's birthday party, but I do have to add the Canada. I'm going to write that down. I have to add the Canada category back to the homepage. Yeah, that was a little bit of a tell me about it. I'm like at the birthday party, they're about to sing happy birthday. And I'm like on my computer and I'm like texting Sienna at the same time. And I'm like, we lost all the categories. They're messed up. I can't do it. It was a whole thing. So let me add that back in. So we will add Canada back to the homepage. So if you'd like to, check out some of the listings that our Canadian sellers have to offer, you can absolutely go and check that out. And I'm going to do that. I'm putting it on a Post-it note, guys. I'm not putting it in my notebook. I feel like I'm more likely to look at the Post-it notes at least. So that goes on there. Let's see. All right. First up, we're going to save our questions to the end because you guys know I get all off on tangents if I read your questions or your comments during the chat. I'm going to try my best to stay on task. So please don't feel ignored if I'm maybe glancing at your comments but not responding to them. It's nothing personal. I just know that I will get all off topic. Yes, and moderators, admins in the chat will do their best to help you with responses. But if you have a question, feel free to hold it to the end, and I will have time for questions at the end. I would encourage you to, if you're like me and you're going to forget, to write it down, and then you'll have it at the end. Write it on a bright yellow Post-it note, as a matter of fact, and then you'll be good. See, I'm already reading unique. I reviewed my old listings and most categories disappeared. Yeah, that makes sense. That may be because I hid a lot of the old categories when we restructured. That could be the issue, is that we restructured. It could be the restructuring. If they were really old, when I started restructuring the collections, that might have been an issue with that. All right, so please make sure that you have, we're going to get started on the notes. I already skipped the first one. Guess who's back? Back again. All right, I did say it. You should put that in the notes, and I didn't think she thought I was going to go there, but I did. Christina is back from Scotland after being gone a whole month. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was wild, wasn't it? Trying to hold everything together. We did it though. Yay for us. Christina's back. She was still here. Yeah, she was here, but she was there. But now she's back here. So that's good. So now everything's right again in the world. Christina's back. So thank you for being back, Christina. We needed you here. Actually, we actually did need you here. So it's good to have you. Thank you. Hope you had fun on your adventure in Scotland and Dublin and all the places. Sounded like a lot of fun. I got pictures. I got pictures of Wyatt walking in alpaca. It was great. I was like, oh, that looks like fun. Maybe after the aquarium job, he's got a job in alpaca farming. I don't know, just a suggestion. So anyway, don't tell him I said that. Anyway, all right. So Christina's back. Please remember, I knew you would. If you have anything event related, to please reach out to Christina about event stuff. That is Christina at Niknax.net. That is where you can reach out to her about events, trains, that sort of thing. That is her email address. Updates. Please make sure that your device is updated. That is very important. Make sure that your app is updated. Sounds like somebody's mowing outside. Make sure that your app is updated. We're constantly getting updates here on, oh, that reminds me, I got to talk about something. I I think I can talk about that. I'm going to talk about it because they told me I could talk about it this time. I don't even know if it's in the notes. We're gonna talk about it because they said I could. And if they're in here, they could tell me, don't talk about that, Jocelyn, because they know what I'm thinking. But they might not even be in here. So I'm going to talk about it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Make sure your app is updated. It's very important because we're constantly getting new. Thanks. Yeah, Amanda knows. I should have a squirrel. You guys should just throw up the squirrel emojis whenever I get off on a tangent. But we have constantly new features coming out, which is amazing. I mean, think about how long we've been here. I mean, it hasn't been that long. It was October 2023 when I announced it. In November, we launched. And it's been crazy how far we've come since then. And if you only knew where we're going to be by the end of the year, if you knew what I knew, where we're going to be at the end of the year, you guys would be so stoked. It's going to be crazy amazing where we are expected to be by the end of this year. I'm so happy that we're all here along on this ride because it's going to be amazing. So make sure your apps are updated. That being said, make sure your apps are updated. New features are constantly coming out. Oh, it's right. It's the next one. Christina already had it in here. Okay, so the new update, is this. You guys know we have assigned moderators. We have admins here, Niknax wide that can assist you in your sales, and that has been extremely helpful. Extremely helpful as we've grown to the size that we have. However, now you as a seller in a live sale can now assign a moderator to your own sales. So if you are live and you are focused on what you are doing and you're in the zone and you're I can't be moderating and doing this at the same time, you can now assign your own moderators. All right. So if your app is updated, I don't know if this could be Apple only. That's what I was just going to say. I don't know if this is Apple. I'm assuming it's Apple only. Yes, it is Apple only. Yeah. Sorry, Android. It is Apple only. So at this time, there is only one entry point for doing this. And in terms of there's only one place. There's one, it's not when you start your live, on other places, you can add your moderators, you can have reoccurring moderators. It's not like that. But in your sale, if you hold down a person's name, you can assign them as a moderator. So that's how you can hold people to moderate. And then I'm going to test something real quick. I just want to see. I don't know if that's an option yet, although I don't know if I'm updated. Christina, are you updated? I don't think I'm updated. Oh, there's Sienna. Sienna, can you do that other thing that we talked about last week? And you were well, that should be available by the end of the week, but I didn't want to talk about it unless it wasn't a thing. What can those moderators do? So they can delete chats. They can remove people from your sales. And I believe they can also remove, block people for you. Okay, they can only delete chats and kick from live. So they currently cannot block people for you. I think in the future that will probably be an option, but maybe not now. Okay. Sienna says the guide will cover all these questions. It will be sent to all of you in the live sellers chat by the end of this week. There you go. All right. So there you have it. You will receive the guide to all of this by the end of the week. But just know that if you are on iPhone, you can now select your own moderators. So that's very helpful if you don't see somebody with a badge in your sale and you're a little bit nervous. Maybe you're having some issues. You need somebody's help, especially if you're streaming and you're getting a bunch of people from, say, YouTube coming in there and you need somebody quick to be deleting stuff. That is very helpful. But if you guys are streaming to YouTube, I always suggest that you do like I do and you turn things over to subscribers only. And if you need instructions for that, I can give you those instructions. So I've always encouraged you guys, if you're going to stream to YouTube and you need to know how to switch it over to subscribers only, just reach out to me and I can give you that. It's really easy. It's really easy. I mean, but every time I go live, I have to remember again because I just can't remember things. All right. So Christina and I were talking yesterday about possibly removing chat channels. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think, like, what were we talking about that brought up that conversation? I forgot. Like, I don't know. I just, no. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought that you guys were going to be like, yeah, let's do it. I feel like it just creates so much chaos, confusion. They're useful. Okay. All right. See, like, I feel like, yeah, I feel like there's just, there's a lot. Reduce. Okay. All right. That's why I want to get your feedback, because I'm like, there's a lot happening and I think people are getting confused and where to put stuff. And I feel like if we just clean everything up and kind of reduce it down, streamline it, I think that we can, we can help with communication across the marketplace. A lot of the issues, we talked about last week about with trains, with the communication between conductors and members, and communicating through channels, and how other platforms that have trains don't have chat channels, and they just seem to run a little bit more smoother because people are conversing through messages. And it just seems to work better. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just really confusing to have these chat channels. So, and one chat for sellers. Yeah. Yeah. And then I think also where things go, like where to look for different things, is also confusing. Like, well, where do I find this or where do I find that? Like, we just kind of need to streamline. So that is on my mind. Christina and I were talking about that yesterday, just the chat channels. The ones left will be bogged down and important info missed. Yeah, I think by removing chat channels and fine tuning them, and getting the right channels, that's what we need to do. We really just need to get the right channels and the right names on the channel so that people really know, okay, this is what that channel is for. This is where that information needs to go. I think so just consolidating and also making sure that we have the right titles and basically self-explanatory titles, which we've done here before together, when we named the onboarding. Yes, I agree. I think my goal for doing that was really to kind of create like a forum where people could discuss things that they have similar interests in. But by doing that, I think that it also created confusion. Like, I don't think we're there yet. And I don't think we really have the tools to do that, to have like a forum. So I think that kind of didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So I think now we got to reel it in and kind of figure out how to make what we have work for us, basically. So I'm going to write that down. Not getting rid of them entirely, for sure. Ask an expert channel. Oh, I like that idea. Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, it's all, we got to trial and error sometimes. And this was trial and error. There are worse trial and errors, we do not have a Discord. I have thought about maybe doing a Discord. I've thought about doing a Reddit. I've thought about doing a Discord. Yeah, I'll write that down too. I can't figure out Discord to save my life. But I wrote it down. Yeah, what is Discord? I still don't know what Discord is. My kids watch these YouTubers that have Discord, and I'm still really confused by it. And I'm like, what is a Discord? And then Ashton tried to join Discord once, and I was like, that sounds like it's not a good place for you to be on. And then Queso is on Discord, and I'm like, I don't know who Queso is. Sounds like a cheese. I'm just kidding. He's a good YouTuber. I like him. He's one of the ones that's tolerable that my kids watch. I'm like, okay, I like this guy. He's fun. Oh yeah, you're right. We're back on a squirrel. Okay. Anyway, chat channels. So we're all on the same page. I wrote down Discord. I'm gonna write down Reddit. I don't know about Reddit. I gotta figure that out. Either Reddit or Discord. I don't know the difference between the two. I don't understand the difference there either. Just hire a bunch of kids to read. Yeah, I could do that. I could actually ask Ashton, my 14-year-old, to do it. I don't even need to pay him. I could just be like, listen, I'll buy you a new Xbox controller. Done. All right. So let's see. Where are we in the notes? So this past week has been kind of rough here on Niknax. I don't know if it's because first of all, please, I talked about this in my last live sale. I don't know if it's on the notes, but we had an issue, and I think it's settled down a little bit, but we were getting a lot of messages from scammers. I'm not really sure yet what their motive was, but they were sending out messages. Are you a reseller? Are you into reselling? And they were sending out a lot of these DMs. Yeah. So that was some sort of like spam attack. I don't know what was going on. District was way on top of it, so they were on top of it. And hopefully, I haven't seen as much of it. I think everything is kind of under control now. But that was, yeah, a lot of people got those. And it was from all different users, all different people. And not only were they going through, I didn't get one. Somebody send Matt. No, I'm just kidding. Don't send him one. Because then you might be identified as one of them. So don't do that. Yeah. So not only were they going through DMs, but they were also going into sales, which was weird. So they were actually going into live sales and trying to engage in live sales and asking the same thing. Is anyone here a reseller? Yeah, which is not something I've seen before. Normally they're just DMs, like they're just DMing people, but it seemed like they were also going into live sales. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Crystal for flagging that, because that was like my first notice of that. Is Crystal was like, I had this weird person in my live sale asking over and over again if anyone was, and they weren't engaging, and they were just, so I booted them. Which was awesome. So she let me know, and I'm like, something's not right about this. Like, that's very strange behavior. And of course, soon after that, we started getting all of these reports about all of these like messages people were getting. So I just want to remind everybody to be vigilant. Like, it's not always the obvious, like, hey, is this still available? Can you send me your Venmo? Like, it's not always the obvious scammers and spammers via DM. Like, sometimes it's, are you a reseller? So please just be vigilant. Always, when you're messaging on Niknax, remember that you're there for Niknax, for, your items here, for your purchases there. Like, if anything is like not related to what you're doing on Niknax, you should be suspicious. And like Sienna is saying, yes, absolutely. Please, if you receive these suspicious messages, even if it's like, oh, well, this might be suspicious, I don't know, hold it down and report it, because that really does help strengthen the district infrastructure when you're reporting these things, because it alerts them and they're able to look at it and be like, okay, same as me, when Crystal flagged that, I was able to say, something's not right here, something's going on. So that also alerts districts so that they're aware that something is going on. So just be aware that we are the target of scammers, of spammers. So just know that, even though we're small and we're growing very quickly, and they've got their sights on us. So please be very careful, be vigilant, let me know, let district know, let somebody know if you see anything suspicious at all. And it might not always be obvious, but if it just doesn't sit right, just maybe say, hey, this doesn't look right, because it could be something bigger. So I just wanted to mention that. That being said, This week has been crazy in the way that I've had to ban more people this week than I've ever had to ban on Niknax. And I don't like it. I don't like banning people. I really don't like doing it. But it seemed like this past week I had to, sorry, I was getting a text. I had to ban more people than normal. And not just, sorry, I'm reading through the notes, not just, the scammers and spammers, which I was, that's a weird one. That was Google calling me. I wonder why Google would be calling me. It's like YouTube is calling me. I don't know why. That's a weird one. Anyway, I don't know. It's scam. Yeah, I know. We're talking about scams. There's Google. I mean, I don't think it would come up as Google if it was like, so that's why I'm like, why is Google calling me? They have called me before because it's YouTube and it's like a YouTube thing, but I don't know what that's about. Anyway, it seems like every time we're having these meetings is when I get calls like that. So I've had to do a lot more banning this week, and I don't like doing it. I just want to mention, and I've banned actually a few users for this, and I feel like I need to just say it out loud because usually it happens, through DM, and I have to remind people of this. On any platform at all where you're purchasing things, eBay, Etsy, Mercari, I'm going to say them. I know I'm like, don't promote other platforms, but any other platform that exists, including Niknax, you cannot spend money that you don't have. At least not that I know of. Like you can't like buy things from a seller and be like, I'll pay you in 2 weeks. Like that doesn't work. It's not okay. Especially when we have sellers who are trying to support their families, trying to pay their bills. Like your problem is not their problem. Like, I don't understand why you think that's a thing. Like that kind of gets me a little heated. I'm not gonna lie. I should probably stop while I'm ahead. But Niknax is not layaway. We don't offer layaway. We don't offer, and I've said that, and it's stupid that I've actually had to say that in multiple messages to people. Niknax doesn't offer layaway. Niknax is not. We don't have layaway. I think just because we're small, we're community oriented, we're assumed to offer layaway, and we don't. So, no, yeah. Well, people bid also. They claim they didn't bid. But this is straight up like assuming that the seller is going to hold an item for them for 2 weeks until they get their check. And even after I say like, no, that's not how this works. Continuing to bid on items after the fact, after I've given them a warning. And obviously that's going to result in a ban. No matter how active you are in the community, no matter how much you're involved. Unfortunately, I can't allow that behavior on Niknax. And if you have that mindset of, oh, this is acceptable, it's not. So unfortunately, I had to add that to our guidelines. I'm not going to pull it up. We're not going to go through the guidelines again, but in the guidelines, it now says Niknax does not offer layaway, which is the silly thing to have to add to our guidelines because it should be obvious. But I've been keeping an extra close eye recently and going forward on failed payments. So there's pros and cons to obviously not cutting people off after they have a failed payment. If you're on another platform, you have a failed payment and you get it cut off instantly. You can't buy anything else. But here on Niknax, if you have a failed payment, you're allowed to continue. It goes into your cart, and then you have 48 hours to pay. And that works out for our buyers who their banks are and I see that a lot, on the other platform where unfortunately good buyers are missing out on purchases because they're cut off, and they're like, well, I would have paid $200 for this item and it sold for $3 because I, got cut off and they wouldn't let me buy it. So there are pros and cons to this. But unfortunately, one of the cons is we do have people who think that they can rack up all these failed payments and then wait until their next paycheck. And that's not an option. So one thing I want to encourage you to do as sellers is if you see failed payments, I want to encourage you to reach out to these buyers and say, hey, right after your sale ended, go into your your sales, check out your sales. First of all, I do want to remind everybody that failed payments and the actual payment that goes through are on two separate line items. So if you see a failed payment, make sure you're continuing to look, because maybe a few different items later, it will say it went through. So first of all, check that. Just because it says failed doesn't mean like a few attempts later it didn't go through. But if you have a failed payment and it never went through, I want to encourage you to reach out to that buyer and say, hey, I noticed you had a few failed payments. This could be your bank, obviously, because in a lot of the cases it is. In a lot of the cases it is the bank. This could be your bank, but I just want to let you know this is going to be in your cart for 48 hours, and I would encourage you to get it paid. Otherwise, that's, or you could say that's in the Niknax guidelines that you have to pay within, so much time. Otherwise, you could face a ban from the platform. So that is you as the seller protecting your business. You can say that, or you can reach out to me and I will do it on your behalf. And I do that on your behalf. If you're too nervous to do that or you don't feel comfortable, I will do that. But I would really encourage you as a seller to protect your own business and to do that. And if they don't respond and if they don't do what they're supposed to do, absolutely reach out to me and I will take care of it. So please make sure that you are following up and taking care of your business and letting me know also, because I am keeping a really close eye on that now, especially seeing as how it's just, it's obnoxious. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, they don't appear in your fulfillment until it clears. Yeah, so if it's failed, it won't go in. You won't be able to print a label for it. It won't go through fulfillment. No, that is correct. That is correct. All right, so I just wanted to talk about no layaways. That was important. No layaways. We do not offer layaways. Just like every other platform that you buy on, we do not offer layaways. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud because it's in parentheses, so I'm going to skip that one. I don't know. I'll ask Sienna in a text message. I don't know if she's still here. Let's see. Okay. And I spelled everything wrong in that, but it's okay. She'll understand. Okay. A few prerequisites. You must read Niknax Marketplace guidelines before onboarding with Sienna. Yes, I think that's really important. I think that you need to remember to read our guidelines. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Please read our guidelines. Very important. Okay, I got it, Sienna. So yeah, please read our guidelines. Say that over, because that avoids me having to do the work on the back end where I have to remind you of the guidelines and to read the guidelines, because I'm finding a lot of people aren't actually reading them. So if you are a new live seller and you want to participate in a Niknax sponsored event, you need to participate in the Welcome Aboard train first. There you go. Christina has written that in the notes. It is now a rule. Oh, and there's another one that just came through. I didn't actually. You might want to send that one and send that one in Messenger. Oh, yeah, I didn't get that one on my text. Okay, so we had mentioned possibly having an October event here in Carlisle. I've made the decision to put that on hold. I was really excited for it. I talked with the fairgrounds. I was thinking if it snows, we can maybe go into the buildings because they have buildings there. And I was told the buildings are in fact not heated. They are pole buildings with concrete floors, and it could be like not very comfortable. So there was that. And there was some other family stuff I have going on that is probably going to prevent me from putting very much time into that for this year. So I decided that it's probably a bad idea for me to commit to that because I don't want it to fall short of expectations. So we're going to put off an event this October, and we're going to put everything we have into the event that we're doing in May. So, because we had talked about doing an antique show. Those of you who are like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to do, May, we're going to do the big event. And I am on board for that. Like we met about that and we're good. So that will be Mother's Day weekend next year. Yeah, I'm like, it's probably for the best. I know I could do it, but I'm just afraid that it's not going to be everything that it should be. And I just want you guys to be like, I want you to get the best experience. So I'm like, let's just hold off till next year. And next year, I know that we can definitely hit it out. We have enough time to really hit it out of the park. So we'll do that next year. And then next year, maybe we'll have time to do the October event. So it's going to be in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. When does it? So it starts getting cold about early October. And the date that we had for this event was like close to the last weekend in October. So it has been known to snow. So my concern was that it might snow. And if it was to snow, I was like, oh, we'll have the buildings. They'll be heated. And then I was told the buildings are not heated. We won't have any running water. We'll only have porta potties. It'll be like a not a good. It could be bad. It might not be, but it could be. And then I was like, maybe we should just wait. So they do have camping on site, but it is dry camping. So if you set up there, you can camp you have to pay for obviously a spot for your camper, your tent. For tent camping is a little rough there, but it is dry camping. So there is that at the actual place. So, but I will give you guys more details as we get closer to the event. I maybe just have a live dedicated to that. And I did talk about previously any Niknax sellers who want to set up and be sellers there. I'm going to give you a discount on your spot for selling. And then maybe like a little sign that says, hey, I sell on Niknax. Here's my username if you want to, shop some more of my stuff. So we did talk about that previously. So, all right, let's see. Just checking over my notes here. Okay. All right, kudos. Let's talk about kudos. So kudos to all of our sellers who have been Rockstar Platform conservationists. That's Christina's favorite word. And I think because she doesn't actually have to be the one to say it. So she puts it in the notes and then she just throws me this curveball and she's like, here, say this word. I've only had one cup of coffee this morning, Christina. Conservationalists. I know, like, gosh darn it. That means you have been modeling positive community member behavior that reflects the Niknax marketplace guidelines and just plain kindness. That's exactly right. So thank you to everybody who continues to model out the Niknax community and what we expect from our members here. I think that's awesome. I mean, it basically sets the tone for what we're expecting from everybody here. I gotta stand up. Oh man, this stool is like not that comfortable. So thank you. I mean, seriously, thank you to all of you guys. I mean, especially the ones who like reach out to us and are like, hey, just so you know, this is, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't call it like tattletaling, but just letting us know when we need to like set some boundaries and make sure that we're moving in the right direction as far as Niknax, because the now stage is so important. I was talking to somebody about this recently, about how, we're just now growing, like we're small. And I feel like now that we're still growing, like we're kind of molding this into what we want it to be. And so as it continues to grow, we can keep this shape, if that makes sense. So I appreciate all of you who are, watching and making sure that the vision that we want for Niknax stays true to our vision, like what we want. So yeah, thank you everybody who's out there. I mean, a lot of you OGs. I mean, even some of our new members, but you know, a lot of our OGs, you know, from the beginning, how far we've come, you know. All right, so remember to report anything suspicious to community@niknax.net. Obviously, this helps us be able to make sure that we're staying where we need to be. And, you know, if things start moving in the wrong direction, we can make sure that we keep that where it needs to be. And I do appreciate you guys keeping me aware of things that are going on, you know, especially when we're not seeing it, because in the beginning we were able to see a lot of, you know, what was going on, what was happening back in the very beginning, you know, when it was Sienna and me, it was like, okay, we've got 3 sales happening at the same, and we would sit through every sale. I don't know if you guys knew this, but between Sienna and I, it was like, okay, you watch this show, I'll watch that show. And then, okay, we'll all bounce in and out of this one. Like we were in every show, making sure that everybody was like, okay, like there were no issues. Like, and then if there was an issue, I was like, Sienna, oh my gosh, so-and-so is having trouble. Like, those were the days, you know, when we were like in every show, and now we have 15 shows happening at the same time. There is like no way we could watch every single show. And I remember when we figured out that we could cast multiple shows at once. I mean, that was like such a exciting moment. It was like, oh my gosh, we can cast like at least 3 shows at the same time, like to Facebook. This is so cool. So, I mean, it's wild to see how far we've come, but as we've grown, obviously we can't see everything. So it's really important. And it means a lot that you guys are helping to just, you know, keep Niknax where we need it to be. So, yeah, Sienna is our liaison with district. That's Sienna. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so make sure, like, if ever anything just doesn't seem right, please let us know or through community@niknax.net. Alrighty. All right, let's see. Remember to promote and share Niknax. Yeah, this is so important. Remember to be promoting and sharing Niknax. I shared a reel at the beginning of the week that got over 100,000 views. That was crazy. I don't know if you guys saw it. It actually ruffled a few feathers, which I thought was funny. I mean, because really it wasn't I didn't think it was offensive. I mean, it was just like, this is the truth. And apparently that upset some people. But anyway, it got over 100,000 views, which I just thought was amazing. Organically, I didn't promote it. I didn't pay for it to go anywhere. I just put it out there and everybody shared it, and I thought that was incredible. Video here, I'll show you guys. I actually have it right here sitting on my page. Now this is the version I posted to my personal Facebook page. So it didn't get as many views on my personal page as it did on here. Let's see. Read about Niknax.net. Not only are we one of the newest and fastest growing e-commerce marketplaces out there right now, but we started here, not here. And that makes all the difference. So that was it. And apparently I upset a few people because they're like, why do you got to put down another platform? And I'm like, I mean, I wasn't really putting anyone down. I was just saying like, hey, we started from here, not here. And apparently that's putting other people down. Okay. That just cracked me up. Like, I guess just be ashamed from starting, you know, in a big building. All right. So, I know, right? Isn't it funny? Yeah. I don't know what it was. I just thought it was funny. But anyway, so let's see. So yeah, she says, remember to promote and share Niknax. I mean, you guys are totally, you can make stuff. I mean, this took me like Tuesday. I was joking with somebody. They're like, oh my gosh, your new commercials are so great. Are you writing them? And I'm like, well, no. Honestly, I filmed the voiceover for this right here that you just saw in my closet. I'm like in there with the sweatshirts, and I'm like, what's so great about Niknax? Like in the closet, guys. So yeah, I'm like, it's nice and quiet in here, and the sweatshirts like buffer the sound. So yeah, I didn't script Laurel. I wasn't like, Laurel, say your lines. Say your lines, Laurel. Pick up the rock and say your lines. No, there was none of that. It just happened. You know? I know. I filmed it in my closet. I wasn't in a studio. I was in my closet with all the sweatshirts, the winter sweaters. I'm like, all right, this will buffer the sound, you know, because all you hear downstairs is Laurel like singing Peppa Pig with all the free people. I'm in there with all the free people. That's funny. That was a good one. Okay, so let me continue because I'm getting a squirrel again. So make sure, please, that you're checking out the event calendar. We have some really great events coming up. Obviously, we have the Glass Gallery coming up in July. We didn't do a big event here in June. That was a price tag. Don't be surprised by that. I didn't think you would be. We didn't do an event in June because Christina was away. So we couldn't really do any big events in June. I couldn't do it. I can't do what she does. And you guys don't want to see me try to do what she does because it'll be a disaster. So we didn't really have any big events there. But we are having our huge glass gallery here in July, mid-July, after 4th of July, because that was where it would have fallen. And I'm like, that's a bad idea. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Yes, Nicole, it's kind of like that. It's buy it now listings. It's multi-day auctions, and it's live selling. It's all the things together. It's like the best of all the worlds. So it is niknax.net. Here, I will show you. Niknax.net. Love to have you come over and check it out. It's the best of all the worlds. Yes, all the money and all the labels for you. It sure does. All right, so event calendar. Go check out the event calendar. We have some really great events coming up. You guys can find that under the train channel. I'm trying to find it now. See, this is like we have too many chat channels. Like it's under one of the chat channels, guys. Oh, it's making me log in again. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's just taking a minute. So it says calendar of events. And it says, I think I clicked on the wrong. Oh, I did. Okay. Today is the Canada Day. You guys know that. And you can actually go to the live streams tab and scroll through and see if you see like one thumbnail that's repeated over and over and over again, chances are it's an upcoming event, an upcoming train. Groovy Train happens every Tuesday. You guys see me on Coffee Chat, and then you can expect to have the Groovy Train. Then we have Wednesday is the Good Morning Niknax Train. That happens every Wednesday morning. Art Hangout is on Thursday. That is all about the art. All about the art. Manic Monday happens Monday. Obviously, that's self-explanatory. I guess we don't really have any weekend trains coming up until we don't have any, actually, all of July. Is that correct? Do we not have any July trains except for Glass Gallery? What? Newbie Train. Oh, that's right. Actually, Christina sent me that after the notes. So give me 1 second. I do have that in my notes. That was like a FYI, welcome aboard train is now July 13th. July 13th. Hang on. I'm getting back to my notes. I lost the tab. Hang on. Oh, theme park. Sorry, I wasn't looking at Sunday. My bad. Theme park train is on Sunday the 13th. Fairy tales and folklore. Oh, that's going to be a fun theme. I like that one. So that'll be the 13th of July. Theme park train, fairy tales and folklore. And then also on that same day is the newbie train, which is our way of welcoming new folks into Niknax, giving them the opportunity to learn the ropes of being on a train, the buttons to press, the how to set up a sale, how to raid, how to do all the things of being live on Niknax. So that'll be the 13th. The fabric train is the second Wednesday of each month. Yep. Second one. So we have fabric train. We have W is for Wednesday. Here, let me turn you guys around. We'll just do it this way. Here's what we got. So you can find this under the train chat channel. I know it's a little blurry. But here are all the events we have coming up. As far as Saturdays go, like I said, I feel like Glass Gallery is what we got. So not a whole lot. No. The 11th. Glow Show train is the 11th on a Friday. So you guys go check out the train because I can't. Go check out the event calendar, guys, because I have no idea how to interpret calendars. But it's all at your fingertips right there in the chat channel. There you go. I'm like, wait, where are you guys seeing this? I don't even know where that's at. No, it's right there. You guys can go check it out. And on the day of, if you look, you'll see all of the glow train is going to be fun. We've done that once before. Donna's doodads and Amanda, right? You guys did that together. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All right, let's see. We also have coming up this week, Fast Friday Freight is going to be the 4th of July. We're going to have a Fast Friday Freight. 15-minute time slots, red, white, and blue items. You guys ready? Yeah, no Christmas trains. Isn't that wild? I think we got those out of the way in June. We don't have any Christmas trains. Yeah, so Fast Friday Freight happening this week. I know you guys are like, what? I told Christina, I was like, no 4th of July. No Glass Gallery on 4th of July. She's like, all right, we'll just do a Fast Friday Freight. No, that should be fun. That should be a lot of fun, actually. I feel like a lot of people are just going to be like hanging out and like, oh, I'm here with my family. What am I going to do? Oh, I know. I'll go on Niknax. I mean, that's what I would be doing, honestly. I'd be like, looking down on my phone scrolling. Like, okay, who's live right now? I mean, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, okay. So sign up info will be posted in the Gazette. Always in the Gazette. So make sure you have your notifications turned on. So be checking the Gazette for sign up info. All right. Also, Glass Gallery is July 19th through the 21st. And then we got our quote of the day. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. Kahil Gibran. There you go. That was it. Those were our notes. So I have about 10 minutes to answer questions here. And then I have to get ready for my next meeting. I do have a show. I'm selling these things. I'm selling my fruit jewelry today at 2:30. So if anyone's interested, also it is preloaded. So if you want to get a pre-bid in and you can't be there at 2:30, that's cool. So I'm selling this at 2:30 today. And it won't be a very long sale because I have to meet the fence guy at the Airbnb at 4:30. So 2:30, I'll be selling the fruit jewelry. And I will be going through the jewelry jars. So we'll be doing that at 2:30. Oh, coffee, please. I got you. Hang on. Sorry, I hit a notification. Hang on. Oh, hey. Power just came back on at the Airbnb. Perfect. All right, let's see. That's great. I was starting to get a little nervous. Oh, Okay, coffee is now added. It isn't. Okay. Bulk new 95 chains, etc. for live sales. Been seeing it a lot. Feels what, Nani? Okay, that's a good question. I guess it depends on the purpose of the chains. If it's just like, oh, I'm selling these chains, or if you got the chains because you're selling pendants, you know what I mean? Because I feel like pendants sell better with chains. I mean, I've always thought so. Like, it's better to sell a pendant with a chain. Oh, just selling chains? I don't know. Send me a message. I'll look into it. Yeah, you sell just pendants. Yeah, there was a time where we had pendants. I forget. Oh, I think when we bought that huge lot of frog jewelry from QVC, and we were thinking of buying a bunch of the chains. Hey. Thank you for the coffee purchases. I appreciate it. Does anybody have any other questions? I keep getting things I keep getting like some things that have sold. Yeah, I think I asked them about that before. And I think that's like so that you know that thing's popular and that you should maybe find more of it, but I don't know. Suggestion to move mute button. I'm not opposed to that, actually. I've hit it by an accident before, too. I'm going to write that down. That would be Christina at Niknax.net. You always had the mute button. The weirdo tag. Oh my gosh. Yeah, probably. Let's bring back the weirdo tag. I don't know what it would go under, though. That's a good question. Yeah. Will I actually get it? Yes. I will make an effort to get it. How's that? I will check my messages. Yeah, I've noticed that the question mark doesn't always highlight. I don't know what that is. Oh, thank you. I like my necklace too. Is there a time limit to ship things out? Yes, you have 3 business days to ship things out. That is our limit. 3 business days. And if a seller is not shipping within 3 business days and they don't have a valid excuse, please let me know. We had an issue where a seller was like 3 weeks behind, and it wasn't a good situation. No, I have not. That's a good one, Amy. I'm gonna write that down. No, I have not. Lately, I've just been kind of like getting by with all of the things that I do. Like I've got so much going on that I'm like, I just have to keep everybody alive for one more day. And that's I feel like I've accomplished everything that I need to do. Make sure Niknax doesn't crash. Everybody is somewhat happy, and keep everybody alive. That's it. My day is done. Oh shoot, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That's where I'm at this time. I mean, it's not always going to be like this, but it's just a lot right now. Hair care. Hey, Vintage World. It's good to see you. Are you working? Are you going live right after this? That we had hair care. Is there early payout coming? No, I thought so. I thought maybe you were at work. Or already here. That's a Sienna question. I don't know if she's still here. Thank you. I woke up like this. I mean, with the hair. I have makeup on, but I woke up with my hair like this. And I was like, shoot, I'm just going to go for it. Yes, that sounds right, Amanda. Yeah. This is like up at 3 a.m. with a toddler who has a fever and not really sleeping here. That's what this is. But maybe I'll try it more often. All right. Oh, you're right. It's not. See, I was rooting through it in my last sale, and I think that's when I messed everything up. Oh, she will. She's already actually doing better today. Good call. Good call. Yeah. Yep. Good call. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping she is feeling better. I mean, it was weird. Okay. Oh, a mod chat only the sellers can see. Like, where the mods comment and then the sellers see it, but the sellers can't comment. Is that what you're asking for, Amanda? Oh, yeah, I know. I've asked about that too. That's, I think, on the pipeline where I don't know. But yes, I have brought that up. So I know it's out. I know they have it on a list somewhere. And I do know they look at that list because they do they do occasionally like, oh, remember that time a year and a half ago when you brought this up? And I'm like, vaguely. They're like, oh, well, we're going to do that now. And I'm like, great, wonderful. I've reached out to her actually, and she said she's been really busy with her real job, and she'll be back soon. I did ask because you guys made me wonder, and I was like, I better reach out to her. So I was like, hey, everybody misses you. What's up? Is everything okay? Can I help? What's going on? And she said that she's been really busy with her real job, and she will be back soon. Bulk assignment of dimensions. I remember vaguely bringing that up. Oh, they're going to add it back in. That's what they said. I brought that up. I'm like, I remember that. I did. I brought it up. They said they're going to add it back. I did not sell the carpet bag. No, I just like looking at it in the back of my sales. It brings me joy. Is there anything in place like a live but have items in their closets for something? So I mean, there's a few things that you can do to help your stuff get noticed. And I'm often not tossing around ideas of how to get more notice on buy it now sellers. A few things that we've done over time is obviously we show up in Google search results now, which is awesome. I do try highlighting through reels, different categories that we have on Niknax. I think, try multi-day auctions. Okay, multi-day auctions, that's a good suggestion. Consistency is also very key. Being consistent in your listing items, and also engaging in the community. I know that's crazy, but like just being active in the chat channels and engaging, and so people will get to know you and recognize you. I think that's also really important, which you don't really have on other places. I mean, that's the benefit. I mean, there's always pros and cons to the chat channels, and that is one of the pros, is that you can get to know people. and they can get to know you and what you sell and that sort of thing. Yeah, so when you go into your listings, you can list different ways, and you can list buy it now, you can list multi-day. If you're approved to go live, you can do live listings as well. Yeah. There you go. Participating in other sales has been super informative and helpful. And I got some followers too. There you go. Oh, the maker of my necklace is, you guys know who makes my necklace? He's in Ireland. I get asked that a lot, and so I've said it a lot. And for some reason, at this moment, I'm drawing a blank. I'll remember it. Trust me. Alan Atlan, right? Yeah, that's it. No, it's not Alan, is it? I'm gonna go to Instagram. Yeah, that's I have his page here. I'm like, everybody, it's Crazy Lamp Lady Charades, and I'm like, you guys know that Ardiff, Alan Ardiff. That's who it is. Here, I'll show you. We should get him on Niknax when we can have sellers from Ireland. Alan Ardiff. Yeah, I ordered it all the way from Ireland. And so they're kinetic necklaces. They're really cool. He has a link to his stuff if you go to his Instagram. Yeah, he has a link. I think he has a website. I think I went to his website to buy it. Yeah, this one is The World is a Stage. Shakespeare saying. He does. He has some really great stuff. I love it. All right, I'm going to give you guys 3 more minutes. Any more questions? I'm yours. And then I got to hop out. And I got to get ready for my 12:30. And then, like I said, I'm going live at 2:30. So I have a meeting at 12:30, live at 2:30. And then I have to go meet my fence guy and get my fence fixed at the Airbnb. Oh, my goodness. Stool is driving me nuts. Stand up again. Yeah, we've talked about that before. Separating the 2 different auction styles, and I guess they're still working on it. On the PC, they appear to be separated. I'm selling the fruit jewelry today at 2:30. It is preloaded. Yep, today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and it is preloaded if you can't be there, because I know a lot of people work. Yeah, still with a back. I know. I don't know. Normally it doesn't bother me, but it seems, I haven't been sleeping. I've been sleeping at my parents' the past few days, and I feel like it's just, I'm not used to that bed. So that might be what it is. Now my stool's bothering me, whereas most of the time I'll sit there all day and it won't bug me. We've been like living in the pool. It's not leaking. Sellers could do quick videos, reels on Niknax to highlight upcoming sales or to show off newly sourced items. I've been thinking about that. How to, I didn't make any this morning, Christina. I'm gonna make it after I get off here. She's asking where my coffee is. I'm like, I had 1 cup today before I left the house, and that's it. I've been thinking about that. How to but give sellers the opportunity to put reels on the Niknax page, because I'm creating content for Niknax, but it would be beneficial because I honestly, I create content for Crazy Lamp Lady. I do. It's a lot of content to create, and I think that allowing others to help would, in support of Niknax, trying to grow Niknax would be really beneficial. Question up. Yeah, let me talk to district about that again. I'll talk to them about that today. Let me get on that. I can draw a giraffe pretty good. There you go. That's really all that matters. All right. Well, it is now 12:15, and I think I'm gonna go away now. Yeah, I'm gonna go make some coffee before I have 12:30. I'll be live again at 2:30 for jewelry. I'm not going live on Thursday this week. I'm gonna do Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm not doing Thursday. And then next week is all up in the air because I'm going to be in Massachusetts for family vacation. Wish me luck. It's Brimfield. I'm saying I'm going to Brimfield, but I'm taking my whole family with me. So it depends on who you ask, but I'm going to Brimfield. They're going on family vacation. So we'll see how it works out. You know? I know it would be really nice to have to see where others are selling from, especially on days like today, where it's Canada Day, and be like, oh, here's a seller from Canada. Let's do this. I don't disagree. I mean, technically we have Canada and we have the US. So that's really all we got right now. Oh, we have Sweden. I lied. We have Sweden, which is awesome. I think that's amazing. We could have one little Swedish flag out there in the sea of Canadian and US flags. Oh, Brenda, so you're over on if you're over on Facebook or YouTube, what we're talking about right now is Niknax.net. We are on Niknax right now. I am multicasting, which means you're seeing this on Facebook and YouTube, but I'm on Niknax.net talking about Niknax.net. So I'm reading all the comments that are coming through on Niknax because this is where I'm at. And so I see a zillion comments. And if you're over on Facebook or YouTube, you're probably like, who is she talking to? Because you're only seeing comments on Facebook or on YouTube. But it's Niknax.net, Niknax.net. It's my e-commerce marketplace that I own. And it's a pretty fantastic place. You should totally check it out. But on that note, I'm going to hop off. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the chat channels. You can also reach out to community@niknax.net with any concerns. I will be approving more seller applications this week. That is my plan. Everybody hang in there. It's summer, but we're hanging in. We're doing good. If you're feeling discouraged, please remember it's summer. We are experiencing summer slowdown this year. It's not terrible, but I mean, every retail ever, people go on vacation. Things slow down a little bit. It's summer. So things are going to pick back up. So don't be too discouraged if you're feeling it. But anyway, everybody have a wonderful 4th of July. Go see some fireworks or something. And eat some corn. Laurel would say definitely eat some corn. And I will see you guys later today, maybe, or next week or Wednesday. I don't know. I'll see you guys around. Have a great day. So long. Let's see. Who are we rating today? I didn't even look. We got, Jeannie Bird. Is she piecing out that chandelier? I hope she's not. She probably is. She's probably piecing out that chandelier. Man, that chandelier was amazing. I don't know if anyone saw it. It's pretty fantastic. All right. Who's live right now? Got quite a few sellers right now. Jeannie's got 43 in her room. She doesn't need our help. We did Oklahoma Country Girl last week, I think. So let's head into Mel's Collectibles. Oh, Gretchen's live. Gretchen's got 11 though. So let's head over to Mel's. How about that? All right, let's go see Mel's. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I will see all of you guys a little bit later. So long.